In this video, we're going to start the KutaSoftware Infinite Geometry free worksheet surface area of pyramids and cones. Now our directions for this first section are to copy the measurements given onto the net of each solid. So looking at number 1, you can see that we have a cone. So our three-dimensional solid figure is the figure I just circled, the cone. The net of that cone is below. We can see that in number 1, that the slant of that cone is 30. So there's the slant, and we'll label that as 30. You can also see that the base is a circle, and they give us the radius of that circle. So in turn, we can mark the radius of the base as 13. Let's move on to number 2. In number 2, we have a pyramid, and the pyramid we have is a square pyramid, where the length and width of the base of that pyramid are each 20. So length of 20 and width of 20. In number 2, also note that they give us not the height, because the height would be from the center of the base perpendicular to that base face and intersect the apex at a straight line. And the apex is where the sides or the faces that are triangles meet. However, they're not giving us the height, they're giving us the slant length. And the slant length is the line that's perpendicular to the edge of the base that intersects the apex running along the face of one of the sides of the pyramid. And the slant length is going to be useful on the second part of this worksheet where we're finding lateral area and surface area. But for now, in order to label this slant length, we would just draw a line along the face that's perpendicular to an edge of the base and label that 26. In number 3, you can see that we have a pentagonal pyramid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, so the base is a pentagon, and since the other faces are all triangles, it is a pentagonal pyramid. Let's start with slant length this time. The slant length is given to us as 21.9. So drawing a line that's perpendicular to the base that intersects that apex, which would be this vertex, and remember it's perpendicular, and that length is 21.9. Now let's look at the base of this pyramid, since we took care of slant length. The base, it says that each side would be 13. So the side length is 13. So this side would be 13. And it also gives us the apothem, which is from the center of the polygon perpendicular to the edge of the base, or one of the sides of that polygon, and that's 8.9. In number 4, let's start with the base. We can see that 2 sides of the base are 18, and those are the longer sides. So this side length is 18, and this is also 18. Also, it gives us that the shorter side of the base, this dashed line, is 12. So let's label 12. And now, lastly, we'll label our slant length, which, remember, runs perpendicular to the edge, intersecting that vertex. I'll mark the right angle to show that it is indeed perpendicular, and that measurement is 8. In number 5, we're given a cone. However, this time, for our circular base, we're given the diameter as opposed to the radius. So we'll draw the diameter and then label that as 16. And we're also given that this edge is 23.4. And lastly on this video, number 6. Number 6, let's start with the slant length. That is given to us as 24. So drawing a line perpendicular to the edge of a base to that vertex, which would be the apex of the pyramid if it was folded back up, that is 24. Next, we'll do the length and width of the rectangular base. The length is 33, and the width is 14. And that is our labeled net in number 6. Now, in the next video, we're going to be finding lateral area and surface area for the second part of this worksheet. And quickly, lateral area will be the area of all the faces excluding the base. So what I've just shaded in will be the lateral area. And if we're talking about surface area, that would be all those regions of the lateral area plus the base. So continue on to the next video, where I'll go over the formula that's useful in finding lateral area and surface area for numbers 7 through 14. However, before you go on to that, remember to like, subscribe, and share.